And that marks the end of today's work. We're here in Salt Lake still. Gonna be here for the remainder of January and probably even further past that. We'll see. We'll see. We follow the money. Always follow the money. Um, Still doing Amazon here and there while watching the kids, but uh, it doesn't look like we're gonna be doing much more Amazon anytime in the future. We'll see though. We'll see. We'll see how it goes. It looks like the money is going a little bit further down the hole where we don't need to be. So, but like I said, we'll see. We always follow the money. But let's talk about this truck. Remember, I kept saying we're gonna talk about how much we got this truck for and whatnot. Well, we got this truck from the auction, and this truck costs 18.5 before the taxes. So you had to pay like $1,000 in fee from the auction, and we paid a total of 19.5 out the door for this truck. I'd say that's pretty good. I'd say that's pretty good. Um, the moment oh my goodness, no, 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 don't do it to me. Ah, you see that? I hope that is not that serious. So, it isn't that serious. Whew, thank goodness. When you guys see something like this on the road, man, do your fellow trucker a favor. Throw them out in the grass. Did I throw it in the grass? Okay. Anyway, the truck. I had put in a total, I replaced all the tires. I replaced 2 sets of steers already. It was my dumb mistake. When I first got the truck, picked it up from the auction, as soon as I started going 40 miles an hour, the steering wheel started to shake like crazy. The tires from the outside, they look okay, but I think what they do at the auction is like, okay, so a company brought this truck in to get auctioned off, and they set their certain price, how much they expect to get out of the truck, right? And that's it. If the auctioneers can meet those prices and even beyond, they will probably just give the owner a certain price, and well, they take their cut or whatever, right? Anyway, but I think they, what do you call it? They gouged these trucks. So there was so many mismatched tires on these. I mean, it could have been from the company as well. The company that I highly doubt it though. I mean, I doubt that they would waste time, in trying to, like, the tires. If they were brand new, I could understand that. But most of the time, they know when they're gonna replace this truck or when they're gonna get rid of this truck. So they're not gonna put no new tires on there, Maybe one new tire, that's about it, because it got blown up or whatever. But I'm getting off topic. Anyway, but I think the auctioneers, they gouged these tires. They put bad tires on there. And that's what happened. I had bad tires on there. They didn't look bad, but until you drove it. When you drove it, freaking 40 miles an hour started shaking like crazy. So I replaced those tires as soon as I picked it up. Then that cost me over $1,000. I just got some non-brand name and just something that'll get me by, because like I said, I started this authority. We didn't have a whole lot of money when we started this authority, and we were not prepared financially. So, but I replaced those steers, and my dumbass, I forgot to do a 3-axle alignment, and it ate them up eventually. Those first ones that I replaced, they lasted like 7 months. So after that, I got these kind of tires, which is the FS 591. They're Firestone. They're not your top of the line Firestones, but nonetheless they're Firestone, and they've been holding up pretty good for me so far, and I'm loving them. So far, I replaced 2 sets of steers and 1 set of drives, okay? So that, I think that ran me about 24. So 2,400 on the steers and 2,400 on these. So close to $5,000. And then I did some work on the DEF that costs about 1,200 for the DEF, everything in there except for the sensors, plus the 2 sensors plus 800. So that's 2,000. Okay. This is, I'm talking about maintenance wise. That's 2,000. And then I did also the thermostat, and I changed a couple of sensors, couple of small sensors inside for the exhaust and or the exhaust part of it, the intake, the one going from, god dang, I can't even think. So the intake from the exhaust from the EGR, and I changed a couple of those sensors. Now, what else did I do? Oh, shocks. So I replaced all the shocks. That cost me, I think, about $400. I replaced the tensioners, the torque rods. I replaced those. So all of this work I've done myself except for the clutch. The clutch cost $5,000. So I would say all in all together, around probably $15K plus or minus on parts in this truck, what we've done to it so far. Last year, which is the first year we got the truck, this truck ran over 90,000 miles. And all miles average 3+ a mile. You do the math. I'm not gonna do it for you. Overall, I'm quite happy how this truck has been going so far. You know, cross fingers, it continues to go the same direction that it's going. But even if it takes a crap right now, the engine just blows up for whatever reason. You know what? I'm not even mad at it. Man, forget about the truck for a second. But what's going on? It's so doggone cold out here in Salt Lake. Man, it's like, I think yesterday was 50-something degrees, and today it's like freaking all night was cold. I only did a few Amazon runs. They're really short runs. But man, is it doggone cold. Am I telling you to go join the auctions and start buying up as much as you can? Absolutely not. This is why I say, well, it's evening time now. I had to take a nap. Probably an 8-hour nap. But this is why I say it is. Look how beautiful it is in the background. I love Salt Lake. I always love Salt Lake. But I feel like sometimes it's just a little too cold, you know. But this is why I say that it is highly important to be able to do your own repairs, and you can avoid a lot of things. You can avoid a lot of your repairs. Like if I never had, or if I had, let's say I don't have a lot of experience with vehicles, right, with diesel engines and whatnot, and then I bought this truck from the auction, just like the way it is, the same scenario and everything. So, and I know there's a lot of people in that scenario. Let's say that's the case. I would have just troubleshooting alone on the DEF part of this truck. I would have had to spend a whole lot of money, because most of your dealers, they'll troubleshoot that, and then they'll have it. They'll probably replace a couple of sensors, you know, and then it'll start working and whatnot. And the next thing you know, they're troubleshooting it again, and then eventually that adds up to an insane amount in repairs just on the DEF part, the DEF and the DPF. So just on the emission part, you know, and that would have probably just unmotivate somebody, especially somebody who is not prepared financially, you know, and because these repairs are not cheap. So And probably eventually towards the end of the year, somebody would have had done replace that one box in this same exact scenario. And the one box is $10,000 plus, unless you get like a used one. Why would you want to get a used one box? The sun is down, and the sky and the mountain and the moon, they're shining. They're illuminated. Anyway, I would say don't go to the auction and buy auction stuff unless I would say you were very experienced with how auctions work, that you don't get no warranty and stuff. If you're that kind of guy or a person that has to have warranty or whatever, I suggest you buy a new truck. So, but that's the story of our truck, and she has been good so far, and I'm still loving it so far. So we'll see. Till next time.